Welcome back to Red and Blue. I'm Major Garrett. As the midterms approach, a key race for governor is playing out in Arizona. Republican Kari Lake, who has repeated false claims about the 2020 election, is facing Arizona Secretary of State Katie Hobbs. For more, Ed O'Keefe joins us now from Tempe, Arizona. Ed, as you probably know, is CBS News' senior White House and political correspondent. Ed, big question, state of play. What's it look like?
Major, good to see you. Yes, White House and political correspondent, which means this is the time of year they let me loose and off the North Lawn. And it's good. We
like to let you loose, Ed, very much so.
Thank you. We're here in Arizona because they've got two actually critical statewide races. There's that U.S. Senate race between Mark Kelly and Blake Masters that will be one of those that helps determine the balance of power in the Senate. But with the governor's race, what has been so intriguing to those of us outside Arizona is the fact that you have an avowed 2020 election denier, Kari Lake, on the ballot and keeping it even with her Democratic opponent, Katie Hobbs. Kari Lake's a former TV anchor here in Arizona, well-known face and personality who has been campaigning in recent days with fellow Republicans and, again, keeping it even amid concerns in this state about the economy, about border security and immigration, given the acute nature of that issue in this state, but also in recent days concerns about abortion rights renewed because a judge ruled that a law that was put in place before Arizona even became a state is now the law of the Grand Canyon state. And it would essentially, through some interpretations, put people behind bars for 2 to 5 years if they assist a woman in having an abortion procedure. We've talked to voters a bit in the last few days about what might be on their minds. We're doing this ahead of a battleground tracker poll that we'll be releasing tomorrow from here in Arizona. Take a listen to what some of these voters have said to us is on their minds.
Kari Lake is amazing. I've heard her. She's so articulate. I love Trump's policies and what they did for our country. I'm so sad that he's not in right now because I think our country's gone downhill in every way. And so I think she'll uphold the Constitution.
I am not optimistic about the economy at all. I'm watching my 401k evaporate.
I think that it's your body, your choice. And I think that regardless, people are going to get abortions. It's just they're going to do it safely or not. So it doesn't really make sense to not let people do it because then it just puts more women at risk.
We've heard from a few younger women just in the last few days who have expressed similar concerns about what could happen, the sort of practical effects of the change in abortion policy over the last few months. Spoke with one earlier today who said, she's actually somebody like many people in this state who've moved from elsewhere, hadn't gotten around to registering to vote in Arizona, but felt that issue of abortion is the reason why she finally has to do that. Democrats are hoping there's a lot more like that woman in this state who are making that change or getting ready to cast ballots later this month and early next month. And we shall see in the coming days whether these races tighten and what exactly our battleground tracker tells us once it's released tomorrow. Major.
And as you know, we ration time carefully in live broadcasting. You have 60 seconds. So it's implied, but I just want to make sure the audience knows, the Senate race is not close, but the governor's race is. And how much is Kari Lake leaning in as she campaigns around on these false statements about the 2020 election?
It's notable, Major, that she has actually sort of stepped away from that a little bit and is trying to make a broader argument about education policy, the economy, border security, issues that she knows will resonate with the Republican base voters she needs, but maybe also with independents in this state that she will need in order to win. Important to remember, Arizona, competitive for a lot of reasons. One of them is this. Republicans, Democratic, independent voter registration is essentially split evenly, 30-30-30 roughly, a little Republican advantage. Kari Lake knows that. The Democrats know that, which is why they're working as hard as they can to turn out people in the coming weeks. But notable that Lake has backed off it ever so slightly and recently said over the weekend, the elections in 2024 will be fine. I'll certify them because we're going to make changes in 2023 if she wins that will make sure those elections are fair. Of course, if you're somebody who's not a fan of Kari Lake, you might be wondering, well, what exactly does she want to do to change the election system? And that'll be a big part of the debate going into the 2024 presidential election when states like this matter big time. Major.
Understood. Ed O'Keefe on the scene for us in Tempe, Arizona. We thank you very much.